I personally moved to IV when I was still at Westmont because God had already given me a big heart for the city and I was already doing ministry here. Yeah, I just felt like He was calling me to invest more in the lives of people here than just once a week or twice a week.
I just say, like, I think it's John 1, but it says in the Message Bible that the Word became flesh and moved into the neighborhood. And so that was kind of our whole intent, is just to live in Isla Vista, in the neighborhood, to reach the city. I had no idea what I was doing, still don't, but I was just trusting Jesus and learning how to love this beautiful woman. I learned how to love my kids and learn how to love people. And so, I mean, I just love that God knows what's best for us. We rarely do. We've been here now for over a decade, and yeah, we're just so grateful. I feel like it'd be so hard to do ministry the way that God's called us, which is highly relational and meeting people, if we weren't living in the city. Like for us, again, church is not a place you go to, but it's a family that you belong to. And today, living with Holly and our 4 kids and dog, and many other people coming in and out, you're learning to give others, you know, what you've been given in God. You know, like the saying goes, it takes a tribe to raise a child, and you know, that's what we feel like for our children. They're being raised in such an environment and a culture of just love and faith, and people coming over all the time to speak into their life, to care for them. And so I just feel like my children, I mean, they don't recognize or know it yet, but yeah, they're just being raised in such an environment, you know, in an atmosphere where they're just going to thrive.
They do get to see faith like in such a real and tangible way, so that I think even as they grow older, they can see that like it's not just mom and dad's faith, but it's all these people who love Jesus. I have this vision for as our kids get older, having students come in, and we have a little bit of this happening already, like some people come and do art with our kids once a week and stuff, but having students come over and teach them classes and lessons that are from their major and what they're studying, and just really fun things like that that are such a blessing. I feel like we're inoculating our children from wanting to go into the party scene because they're growing up with it being so in their faces all the time. I love that we can just be involved in people's lives and have them involved in our lives and be really connected with people and available for people.
I would say the thing that's hard is probably the same thing that's amazing, is just people all the time over, and so constantly just needing, you know, just the love of the Father for every person that, you know, is at my home, and never having a mindset, I guess, you know, some of this is kind of an American mindset of an entitlement where we're entitled. This is my house, but in the kingdom everything belongs to Jesus.
I think that definitely living a life like that just comes back to trusting God, that if He's called us to something, that He's gonna give us what we need to do it. He's gonna give us the grace and empower us to live that life. It's a huge thing too I've learned. I think just God really teaching me about He doesn't really want our lives to be compartmentalized and like, okay, now I'm doing ministry, okay, now I'm being a mom, now I'm being a wife. It really made it clear to me that I was supposed to start a lot more intentionally raising up help in my home and bringing people in more intentionally, and He's just really breaking off like any pride that's been there and breaking off any just independence and just showing me that we really do need one another, and maybe God is almost like going to purposely make it where we can't do life without one another in a victorious way. And so I'm free. It's 'cause of your love, 'cause of your love.